Hi, Joel Levitt speaking. This is the introduction to the new Maintenance Management Masterclass. It's a 3-day class, and what I wanted to answer is why this is so important now and what you'll get out of it if you take it. So, I always make a promise when I give a class, and that is, first of all, you'll have a new and deeper understanding of reliability and maintenance. You'll also see how to manage modern technology to deliver exceptional results in your maintenance department. And then with these understandings, you'll enjoy a dramatically enhanced ability to design, plan for, and manage these kinds of activities. So here's 6 reasons to consider registering, to consider the course. The first is we have a new view of assets. It's a corporate view or an organizational view that would span all the departments and all the divisions of the company. And some of the topics are things like asset management and ISO 55000 and the uptime elements, and the idea of managing risk in addition to managing the value. We want to build our strength in the core value of safety and learn really what we're supposed to be doing in maintenance. The second reason is we'll be talking about the reliability and the mission of your organization and your culture. What we find is that culture and reliability always match. They always track each other. And the true enemy is deterioration and breakdown. So we'll be looking at real costs of breakdowns. We'll be looking at sins of the past and the reliability culture. We'll be looking at the PF curve or the performance to failure curve. Some of the engineering things that are good to know about how things fail, and the whole issue of integrity within your culture. The third reason is world-class maintenance. You read about it, you hear about it, but in my mind, the best thing about world-class maintenance is that it calls you to be the best maintenance department you could be. It's a driver for excellence. And we'll review the tools of world-class, things like reliability-centered design, RAMs, reliability, accessibility, maintainability, and safety, precision maintenance, defect elimination, root cause analysis, and being able to do economic analysis of alternatives, and RCD, which is reliability-centered design. The fourth reason is a review of reliability strategy development. So we use criticality to decide what strategy is the best strategy to use to take care of a particular asset under particular operating conditions and that has a particular value to your organization. So we'll be looking at the PM systems, the FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis, RCM, reliability-centered maintenance, PM optimization, PMO, TPM, total productive maintenance, TLC, tighten, lubricate, clean, 5S, visual workplace, and the 4 dimensions of PM. We'll be dealing with the 3 big causes of failures, which is dirt and contamination, a lack of or too much or mistakes in lubrication, and loosening bolts, missing bolts, and misapplied bolts. We'll look at the DIPF curve, which is the PF curve with design and installation added onto it. And one of the great strategies available today is using drones to inspect large plants or things that are out of the way. The fifth reason is work management, modern work management. We'll talk about the modern CMMS, computerized maintenance management system, We'll talk about all the sources of asset knowledge and why having it available will make fewer mistakes. You'll make fewer mistakes and you'll be more efficient about the use of parts and supplies and techniques. We'll look at the RACI tools, backlog management, mobile computing, another big thing that's coming up with smartphones and tablets, the work request and the work order, optimizing those two, budgeting, planning and scheduling, big shutdowns, turnarounds, outages, the parts inventory, procurement, and then actually running the shop itself with active supervision and craft training and introducing the use of virtual reality and augmented reality. And then finally, we'll also look at how to improve quality on the maintenance shop floor. And then the sixth reason to register is if you're interested in all the new tech that's come out in the last 2 or 3 years, the IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things, that's all the sensors, both wired and wireless, edge computing, in other words, having a local computer do some of the pre-digestion of the data. We'll be talking about big data, where a big fat pipeline of data goes up to a place where you store it, in the cloud possibly. We'll talk about the asset halo and algorithms and analytics, artificial intelligence. We're starting to have some smart programs for maintenance folks. And then pre-packaged or packaged artificial intelligence. Like when you buy a pump or a turbine, you get some AI built into it. And then the CMMS-based analytics. So these are the reasons why I encourage people to register. And the seminar is designed for any industry that has a large amount of assets. So I include airports and transportation centers. I include hospitals and school districts. I include in manufacturing, government facilities, highway infrastructure, hotels, all areas where there's very heavy use of assets. Now, the people in the room, the people that get the most advantage out of this are one of two groups of people. One group is people that have a lot of experience in maintenance, but don't have a lot of experience in the high-tech end of maintenance. So they get a lot out of this because they know a lot of this stuff. And then they can apply the high-tech stuff to what they already know. The second group are people that have more facility with the high-tech side, but are not long-time maintenance folks. So they may be in maintenance for a couple of years at that point, but they're good on the technology side. So we want to get both of these groups in because they need both types of knowledge to be successful. Also, anybody that works with maintenance would be a good group to have. And then people who are in training for those roles, they would also be good for this. Now, I want to introduce myself. I'm Joel Levitt. I've been an instructor, consultant, speaker, author for 30 years now. I've worked many countries around the world, 39 countries at this point. I've given hundreds, 500 plus seminars, various 1 day to 5 days, and I do a good deal of writing. So I come to you having worked with a lot of different companies that had a lot of different kinds of problems, and together we work them out. So it's a 3-day class. We start with the asset management part of the picture. We look at the uptime elements, we look at failures and breakdowns, and then we get into the culture conversation about your culture of reliability. the world class tools, and then we start talking about strategy. So it's PM, RCM, PMO, all those kinds of strategies. We'll look at TLC and TPM on day 2. Visual Workplace, 5S. The PF curve. PDM, which is predictive maintenance. Then we'll look at our CMMS and all the parts of that, the work orders, the workflow, work execution management, work request, work order, supervision and training. Then on the last day, we'll get into doing some economic modeling for maintenance alternatives and look at strategy based on the economics of the model. We'll be looking at budgeting, contracting, purchasing, supplies, parts, managing shutdowns, high-tech maintenance, big data analytics, and AI. Now, this training can be brought in-house. We can visit your facilities, we can customize or focus it. You can save money if you have a large group. You can save time because your people can just show up at work and get trained. I can adapt the course to your particular industry and your particular needs. We can incorporate your own forms, both in the presentation and in the workbook. We can go over private issues or confidential issues, so things that you don't want to talk about in public. It can be scheduled completely convenient to your business cycle. If you have an unusual schedule, we can accommodate that. It's useful as a team building exercise and helps create a common language and vision for maintenance. So I want to thank you very much for your time. The course is being held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on the 14th of January for 3 days, and the next week in Abu Dhabi, the 19th of January. So please contact kexel.com and you can get details on the programs and register. And thank you very much for your time.